Hi, friends, world. I don't know if you can hear us, even though we've been very loud. I apologize if we've been bombarding your Instagram feeds with gruesome images and footage from the bloodshed in my home country, Iran. We don't want to cause you pain. But if merely watching those images and footage causes you pain, can you imagine what it feels like to actually experience it? Iran is bleeding, and the world's silence is breaking our hearts. This is the biggest popular uprising against a religious dictatorship that has ruled over Iran for 43 years. This is not just a fight of the moment, this is 43 years in the making. And you ask, why should you care? Because this is a fight for freedom and choice that far extends beyond the borders of Iran. We're fighting for women who refuse to accept their worth half that of a man. We're fighting for men who refuse to be defined by that inferior definition of a woman. We're fighting for men who love men, for women who love women. We're fighting for my Baha'i sister who was denied education, for my Jewish brother who loves what Iran stood for, but not what it stands for today, for my Christian sister who should be celebrated for being a minority, not discriminated against, for my Muslim brother who believes in the freedom of choice. Because how can you for fact infer someone's a true believer if they don't have choice in choosing otherwise? We're fighting for those who do not believe God is great. We're fighting for the youth who want to find their God in art, literature, music, in themselves, because that's what God is in Farsi, Khuda be Khuda, short for come to oneself. We're fighting for the refugees who had to choose between freedom and their homeland. We're fighting for those immigrants who will always be searching for a home, because home is where the mothers are. We're fighting for those mothers who lost their sons to divorce, to poverty, to patriarchy, to pollution, to addiction. We're fighting for the mother nature who's mourning its most fertile river, Zayan the Rood. We're fighting for the cheetahs and our dogs. Yes, our dogs slaughtered by the thousands, needlessly forgotten in the heap of garbage, in the garbage of history. We're fighting for those children knee-deep in garbage, looking for scraps of food in a country rich with natural resources. We want those natural resources to build schools for those children in our home country, not destroy schools in Syria, fund extremism in Lebanon. We're fighting for the truth. We're fighting for that journalist who's in prison for shouting Mahsa Amini's name. We're fighting for those teachers who are forced to teach distorted versions of our history, of our culture. We're fighting for those people who are buried with bullets just this morning. We're fighting for our youth, crippled emotionally, physically, mentally, by an economy infested with unemployment and inflation, mismanaged by lies. We're fighting for our political prisoners, unjustly on death row, when murderers and rapists walk the streets with impunity. We're fighting for those geniuses who had to flee their country so they could fly to the moon on behalf of a different country. We're fighting for those 176 passengers and their unfinished dream, now ashes in the sky. We're fighting for Navid Afghari, who was hanged before he could win us another medal. We're fighting for Neda Agha Sultan, who should be fighting with us now. We're fighting for Mahsa Amini, who unveiled the truth for the world to see. We're fighting for those beating hearts that wanted to be more than just hashtags. And if I got your attention, you can see why this fight is also your fight. Please be the voice for the voiceless, disconnected from the world in Iran. Please share, hashtag, repost. Please get involved. Be part of the protests. Call your government officials. Do whatever you think is right. Thank you.